Hey friends, so excited. Guess what just arrived here at the nursery? Oh my goodness, do you see those pallets of gorgeous perennials from Walter's Gardens? They just sent us 3.5 pallets of stunning, beautiful perennials that we are going to add to our garden. Let me get them unpacked and let me show you the beauties that are arrived. Friends, I have gotten the 2.5 pallets unpacked, and oh dear heavens, these are absolutely stunning. So what I've tried to do is, as I unpack them, I tried to group them in like situations. So we have the Heucherellas, the Heucheras together, we have the hostas, we have the grasses, phloxes, that kind of thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through and I am going to show them to you, give you a little bit of information on them, kind of talk about the different places that we're thinking about putting them. But if you have any questions or you want more detailed information, if you will go to provenwinners.com and then type in the plant name. The folks at Proven Winners were so kind and generous to send us these beauties that we are going to incorporate this fall into a lot of our projects. So whether it is the Proven Winners signature garden, if it is various display gardens like here in the Pines, maybe it's going to be in the berm, over at the new terrace gardens, lots of different places for these beauties to go. And so I am super excited about all of these. It's a bit overwhelming, but it is all very exciting. So we're just gonna kind of work from left to right, I think. Now, here we have a huge display of Heucheras and Heucherellas. So, this is what's so great about the Heucheras and the Heucherellas is that they come in so many different colors. Here we have, and our friends at Walter's Gardens, y'all, they know how to grow some display plants. This is Prom Dress. This is part of that dressed up series. Prom Dress has obviously some really dark foliage, nice big leaves on them. The dressed up series is going to be your bigger ones, right? So they're going to be nice and big. I believe they have, I think everything that we got as far as the Heucheras or the Heucherellas has some Velosa blood in it, meaning that they do really well here in the Southeast. The Velosa Heucheras are native to the Southeast. In fact, we have some native ones growing on our creek bank, so they can handle the heat and humidity really well. But look at the difference though. You've got Prom Dress, and they're so big, I'm trying to find all the names here. This is Wild Rose. So I want you to see the difference of Wild Rose, Prom Dress, and then we have Wild Berry. So these would all be considered in that purple family, right? So maybe one strikes your fancy over the other one, or maybe you just want to have all three. So we've got Wild Rose, wildberry. The wildberry seems to have a little bit more silver in it. Right now, the height's a little bit bigger on it, but that wild rose has got gorgeous, nice, big leaves on it. Depending on where you live, they're gonna be deciduous, semi-evergreen. It just really depends. Here in the Southeast, if you struggle some with your Heucheras, try them in pots, try them in containers. I have several in containers that have literally been in there for years, and they do much better in a container sometimes than the ground because of our clay soil. They sometimes can get too wet and soggy. So we've got, oh, hang on, there's another one. I'm trying to do them even by colors. Look at silver gumdrop. Y'all, I'm telling you, look at that color. Is that not just stunning? Brenna's like, ooh, Brenna wants to see it too. It's not a bunny. Is this not the most gorgeous plant? And what's so fun is that you have got the silver, and then underneath it is a beautiful purple. So silver gumdrop is another gorgeous in that purple family. Then we're gonna go into the greens, the different shades of green here. And depending on the series from our friends at Proven Winners, so there's like the Primo series, there's the Dolce series, there's tons of different kinds of series. We'll kind of show you the different heights and textures, sizes of the leaf, all sorts of fun things. So this is kind of like just a bit of a show and tell. So here we have, this is spearmint. This is the Dolce spearmint. And then this is one of the new ones. This is the shadow tag. And so it's the Fun and Games shadow tag. So while you still have the green, right? Spearmint has a little bit more silver in it, right? So you've got a silver, more petite. This guy, nice and big, nice big size to it. And then here's another, this is a Primo, Pistachio Ambrosia. Look at that, still in that green family, would absolutely be gorgeous with one of the purples, right? Look at that silver gumdrop, bringing that in there. And that's what's so fun is you can mix and match these guys and put them in all the different kinds of containers close to one another in the landscape. Really cool. And then we have the Heucherellas. So here with the Heucherellas, you have a completely different leaf texture. So see how much more serrated, lobed the leaves are? They're not that nice big kind of rounded edges, much more segmented on those. So this guy is the I Spy. So the Fun and Games I Spy, yes, it's Heucherella. So it's a Heuchera crossed with a Heuchera and a Heucherella to get those gorgeous colors. And then we have Capture the Flag. So Capture the Flag 2 is a Heucherella, still part of that Fun and Games series. However, it's gonna have a little bit more of the burgundy center. Still has really nice segmented lobed leaves on it. Absolutely gorgeous. So you can pair these however it is that you like. Jenny is still kind of figuring out where these are gonna go. Also, depending on your zone, because typically they're gonna be hardy in zones like 4 to 9, 5 to 9, around there. If you're in a cooler zone, it can go more in the full sun. If you're like us, maybe filtered sun, morning sun, break in the afternoon, that kind of thing. Now, the reds. Come look at the reds. We'll see if Jerry can tiptoe through in here. So here we have 4 different Heucheras in the reds. I'm gonna start, let's just start up here at the front. So here we have, this is perfect for fall. This is the Dolce Toffee Tart. Look at that. Is that not a gorgeous color for the fall? I mean, especially all these reds are. Put this in a container, mix it with some, other shade, semi-sun kind of perennials, would be absolutely beautiful. Then we have, and this guy doesn't really have a tag on it, but it's labeled on the side, the Peach Berry Ice. Peach Berry Ice has that little bit more of the pinky with the green in there. And then again, look at that. The flip side of the leaf is a different color. So as you've got brightness, older leaves turn a little bit green, gorgeous color. Now this one is fun. I don't know if this is new. Mahogany Monster, or have I just not ever had Mahogany Monster before? But look at how big those leaves are. Hence the name, gorgeous color on it. Massive leaves, just an absolutely stunning pop of color on that guy. And then last but not least, look at this. Oh my gosh, cherry truffles. Hang on, let me find my tag so I can give you all, it's the Dolce cherry truffles. Yes, massive, gorgeous color on cherry truffles. This one is going to be a lot of fun putting into, I'm probably gonna put like 1 in a container, 2 in the landscape, right? Switch it up, try it. So we're gonna figure this out, but these are gorgeous. So that is, I think we covered all the Heucheras. There we go. All right, now, some new introductions this year. We've already actually trialed some of them, love them, and then when the list came out, I was like, yes, I will absolutely take some more. So this is Webmaster. This is a spiderwort. And when I first was talking about this and adding it to different parts of my gardens, a lot of people were like, oh my gosh, be careful, it spreads like wildfire. So historically, spiderworts can, like they can be, dare say, if they love their spot, they could be slightly invasive. This it's been absolutely so well behaved and really a gorgeous color. So it has these little purple flowers on it that come in and out of bloom. So it has bloomed continuously for me. There may be a period of, a week or 2 where it doesn't bloom, and then it just flushes back out again and gives me absolutely gorgeous color. I will say that the Webmaster loves damp areas. I did have this in a shady spot, a dry shade garden. It did not like it, and I may have lost 1 or 2 of them. If you can keep it in an area that's more moist, it is going to love it. It is not going to get much taller than this, and after it blooms, you can go in there and cut it back. You can shape it up. It'll reflush, but like I said, I've trimmed it 1 time just to clean the plant up, and it gave me gorgeous flowers. So Webmaster is going to be, like I said, at 18 inches, which is about what this is, and it's going to be hardy in zones 3 to 9. Been very well behaved for me so far. Love it. Added it to Critter Corner with all the dampness in there. So beautiful display of those lavender flowers. Another new introduction, native Stoks aster. Now, y'all, these are about some, let me just show you how vigorous these growers at Walter's Gardens can be. This thing is, look at this. Jenny's gonna be having to hack some of these roots off. So not only do we have this really great root system, it's pushing itself out of a pot. So with the Stoks asters, they are a native plant. They are just loving life. They can handle it because they've got these great root systems. So no matter what you throw at them, they are very adaptable. They're drought tolerant. They love the sun. Like they are meant to survive. So this particular one is the Riptide. So the whole series is the Totally Stoked, and this is Riptide. Riptide is a really pretty like lavender color of a flower. There is also a white snowcap. I got the Riptide. They have done really well for me. I've put them in the berm. I'm gonna be adding to that. So I'm gonna kind of stoke up the Stoks asters, right? So I have several of them and they are just great. Now, if you buy a plant and it is as aggressive as this, y'all, do not be afraid. Get your hory, pull these off, cut these off. Get that and just break up these roots because you want the roots to go out. Not be worried about circulating around. Get them out, break them up. Remember, native plants, they're tough, they're perennials. They can handle a little bit of aggression. All right, while we're back here, right, let's just keep on going. All right, now, this one is not new at all, right? So this has been around, love this plant, but again, I wanted to beef up my supply of these because this is proven to be such an amazing plant. So what am I talking about? Spot on Pulmonaria. And y'all, again, these are gorgeous plants. So Spot On is a Pulmonaria. It is going to be for your shade garden. It is typically is a rabbit deer resistant plant because it has the leaves have a texture to it, a very hairy, quote, rough texture. It's not soft like a lamb's ear, but it's not like, it doesn't poke you like a holly, but it does have that texture, so the critters tend to leave it alone. These are massive, gorgeous plants. When you're out going in your local garden center this time of year in the fall, y'all, it is September. The plants are tired, we're tired. I'm gonna show you some hostas that they have burned leaves. This is not, like, to look at it, is not the primo Spot On Pulmonaria. However, the root system is amazing, and that's what we want. It is September. Plants are tired, we're tired, they're ready to go to sleep, we're ready for a winter's nap. So there you go. The Spot On is going to be hardy. I think most people are familiar with Spot On. 3 to 9. Pairs beautifully with any of your shade plants and does well in a moist area. So we have got 5 of these massive beauties. Now we're gonna get into, let's just do some hostas, right? We're gonna go into hostaland. Now we've talked about hostas a ton here at Creekside Nursery. Jerry and I have a running joke around here. I love hostas, so anytime that I have an opportunity to try out different varieties of hostas, add to my hosta collection, I absolutely take them up on that offer. So if you want more information, more pictures, you just go to provenwinners.com, type in the name, and then there you go. Okay, basically I think we have 3 of every kind, because 3 is a good number, right? So here we go. And the whole Proven Winner hosta line is Shadowland. So you have the Shadowland is like the series, okay? So it's not the actual name of the hosta. This particular one, Voices in the Wind. So Voices in the Wind is one of the relatively new ones to the line. You can see that it has that nice green with that creamy white edge, has a little bit of a ruffled leaf to it. It's gonna be a good size hosta. She's gonna be 17 inches tall and about 4 feet wide. So, you know, she's a big girl. There we go. So we got the Voices in the Wind. Now, one of the characteristics that I love about hostas is that they come in so many different colors. So we have Voices in the Wind, Echo the Sun, or Echo of the Sun, Echo the Sun. Really bright chartreuse color. Poor Jerry's having to tip-tap around the plants. But you've got this bright chartreuse color. The brighter the color, the more sun the hosta can handle. So Echo the Sun can handle the sun, but as opposed to, here we have Diamond Lake. Now Diamond Lake is what we call a blue hosta, right? So you can see that the leaves are a really deep, dark green, have a blue hue to it. Does it bother me that there are burns on the leaves? Not at all, because as soon as the first frost comes, they're all gonna turn brown. The freeze comes, it's all gonna die. This is all gonna go away. But my root system is gonna be extremely happy. Now, the thing about the folks at Walter's Gardens is that you can get a 1 gallon that they grew for us. And then on the rare occasion, they will have a 3 gallon hosta. Y'all, look at this massive plant. It is still the Diamond Lake. It is huge. It is absolutely ginormous. So honestly, I see myself putting one of these guys in a massive container. Let's just lean into it. Put this baby on display in a massive pot in the shade garden. Absolutely unbelievable. All right, continuing on. Another new one in the market. We have Hope Springs Eternal, which is going to be, again, nice, more of a blue-green in the center, creamy edge, ruffled. So this is going to be 22 inches tall and, again, 4 feet wide. Now, if you're in the South like us, sometimes hostas don't get as big as they do in Michigan or in the Blue Ridge Mountains because of our temperatures. So we've got that. We said Miss America. So Miss America is again going to be one that can handle some sun because it's predominantly that brighter color. I have this up in the shade, the woodland garden by the signs. They actually get some afternoon sun and they are stunning. They are gorgeous. So this can handle some more sun. However, Gigantosaurus, I have it in the same garden bed as Miss America, but because this is a blue hosta, it's further back, so it doesn't get a lot of sun. Gigantosaurus is going to be huge. And then one of the oldies but goodies from Proven Winners is Autumn Frost. So Autumn Frost is just a beautiful, has that deep kind of blue-green with that little bit of yellow cream on the edge, and it's more of a petite one. So I grabbed some of the Autumn Frost because it only gets 12 inches tall, not very wide. So we've got, oh, one more. Y'all, I'm telling you, I was pulling these plants out of the racks and I was like, I think they're multiplying on the racks. They were just massive. Lone Star. So Lone Star is also, I mean, they're all fun, y'all. Let's just be honest. Nice green, different color on the edging, right? More of a yellow. This baby, just from the name and just from how the plant is, I figure this is gonna be a big one. 28 tall, 50 wide. You know, Texas is a big state, hence the name on Lone Star. So that is, I think we covered all the hostas. Another great shade perennial that is an absolute classic is your Brunnera. This is Jack of Diamonds. Jack of Diamonds is going to be similar to your Pulmonaria in the fact of it has a rough texture to it. Tends to be more rabbit resistant, deer resistant than say a silky hosta does. Gorgeous true blue flowers in the early spring. So I grabbed 4 of those. A new one this year, which is really fun. This is a Thalicturm. This is Cotton Candy. And Cotton Candy, I was not sure how this one was gonna actually do, but it did well for me. And so I wanted to go ahead and test it out and put it into some different regions within the garden. So this is going to be a full sun plant. And of course, it's gonna be very upright, right? So Cotton Candy gives you these really fun little pink plumes, hence its name on it. It is gonna be hardy in zones 5 to 8. So Thalicturms are gonna be a really cool addition to that sun to part sun garden. Oh, there was another hosta, y'all. Sneaky little thing. Hudson Bay. Hudson Bay, again, more of the reverse. Cream on the inside, green on the outside. Notice though it's not really ruffled, right? Nice straight edges on the Hudson Bay. All right, let's just go into some sun, right? We're gonna hit some sun right quick. Helianthus, false sunflower. So we have got, huh? You like that one? So here we have, not Heliopsis, I said Helianthus, it's Heliopsis. It's late in the afternoon, y'all. I was like, what? So this is going to be a new one. This is the Touch of Blush. Yes, so we actually have 2 different varieties here. So the Touch of Blush gets its name because, you can't really tell it on this one, because the new foliage on it is gonna have a bit of pink in it. Hence the name Touch of Blush. Beautiful, gorgeous, perfect fall colored flowers on it. And just looking at how they're growing, so the Touch of Blush is 18 to 20 inches tall, where you have bit of honey, right? That is interesting. Do you know that bit of honey says it's supposed to be taller? Isn't that interesting? I would have said that this would have been shorter, Touch of Blush would have been bigger. Beautiful display of flowers. So I don't have either one of these in the garden, so we're very excited about adding these. Your Heliopsis are gonna be hardy in zones 4 to 9. We do have Tuscan Gold, though, that does really well for us. So that'll be nice to add these guys. A new plant that Proven Winners introduced this year was the Campanula. So Campanula came in, I think it's 3 different colors, and they're called the Mini Marvels series. So you've got 3 colors right here that are really, really lovely colors. Wasn't sure, again, how they would do in our Zone 8A garden, and they did well. I even had Mimi try some for me, and they did great for her. So you've got a white, you've got a blue, and then you've got kind of a softer, more of a little bit of a bicolor ombre effect on it. So it's called Starbright, Twilight, and Midnight. There you go. These are going to be nice little short guys, right? Because they are the Mini Marvels. Let me give you some information. Now I put them in the ground. Mimi put hers in a container. They're only going to be 6 to 8 inches tall. So nice and petite. The front of your garden, give you a really nice kind of a landscape. We got some Daisy Mays. We've got some Sedums. These were in some quarts, so we just grabbed these. This was the Pure Joy. And then of course ferns, right? Love ferns. We have the Crested Surf that has been around for quite a while. And then a new one that is coming out is the Fronds Forever. So Fronds Forever is going to be similar to that Crested Surf where it has the tassels on the ends, but it is going to be a nice solid green. It's not going to have those dark colors like your Crested Surf. It is going to be a vigorous grower. 24 inches tall, hardy in zones 3 to 8. I have this in several locations in the shade garden. Loving life. Handling our summers like champions. So, the ferns. Then we got the new Delospermas. We got 3 of those. We've got the Phloxes. Yes, so this is the Prismatic Pink. And I want to say Prismatic Pink, it is not the newest. It's very close to being one of the newest colors in the Luminary series from Proven Winners. So this is going to be a Panicle Phlox. So just like we have Panicle Hydrangeas, you're going to have this Panicle Phlox. Nice cone-shaped flowers on it. Prismatic Pink, of course, gorgeous, beautiful. No, that's Pink Lightning. See, Jerry's even like, he's zooming in and not even telling me I'm talking about the wrong thing. Y'all, it's about what, 5:30 in the afternoon? It has been a day. So yeah, sorry. Pink Lightning. Prismatic Pink's been out. It's the Pink Lightning that's new. 3 feet tall. Again, go to the website and find more information. It's gonna be about 2 feet tall. There we go. Bright, true pink with a central white starburst pattern. Either way you look at it, it's a gorgeous plant. Now, I am a huge fan of the Opening Act series of phlox because it's gonna be, it blooms a little bit before your Panicle Phlox, and they are just gorgeous plants. They handle our climate really well. So Opening Act, this is Romance. Now you really can't look at the flowers because they were next to the Luminary series, but these guys have really kind of tall, airy flowers. You see them from a distance. And so we're gonna be kind of revamping the privacy berm on the house side. So my idea is that I'm gonna use these because they're just beautiful, bloom for weeks and weeks and weeks on end. So these are gonna go in there. Any color in the Opening Act series is a great plant. So I would really encourage you, if you're looking for a great phlox, check out the Opening Act series. They are lovely. Here we have, so this is in a quart size, the Opening Act Blush. A nice light pale pink on that guy. Agastaches, love me some Agastaches. These are been on the market for 2 years maybe now. So there's 2 different ones in the series, the Meant to Be series. Here you have a great example of a quart size container, right? So like when you order from us, you're gonna get a quart size container. This is the Queen Nectarine. Queen Nectarine has those beautiful peach colored flowers. Very kind of tall, light, and airy. They're beautiful. This is going to be about, where's my height? About 3 feet tall, right? On this one. Now you have, oh, this one's in bloom, so let's go to this one. You have the Royal Raspberry. Now, Royal Raspberry if I had to choose between the two, might be my favorite. It is going to be a little bit shorter by about like 6 inches. I think, remember we planted like 3 of these around the backside of the Emperor One at the house? Y'all, they are absolutely, there's this mass of these raspberry colored flowers. The pollinators go nuts over. Agastache loves the sun. It loves to be dry. It loves to be neglected. It doesn't want to be fussed over, and is going to be hardy in zones 5 to 9. Super, super easy. So we're going to add these into several of the different locations. You can see I got a good bit of that royal raspberry. All right, another new introduction this year, like a whole series that Proven Winners introduced, is Coreopsis. Look how fun and cheery this is. I was pulling this off of the palette and I was like, well, you're just a little ray of sunshine. So the whole new series is the designer threads, because it is that thread leaf Coreopsis, right? So you can see that the leaves are extremely fine, very thin. This is golden needles. I want to say there's 4 colors in this series. Golden needles, obviously, bright cherry, yellow. I was on such a roll that Jerry was just enthralled in what I was talking about. He didn't notice that the camera stopped. So Coreopsis, great plant. Now, grasses. Come over here, hun. Look at this. Say hello to Niagara Falls. Y'all, this grass is insane. This is one of my favorite grasses. Niagara Falls, again, relatively new on the market from Proven Winners. These are in those like nice primo gallon grasses. This is a panicum. Panicums do really well in the south for us. Sometimes other grasses don't do as well. They don't overwinter as well. Panicums do. Your Niagara Falls, clearly very columnar, right? Has that blue hue to it. Has those great little plumes on it. A beautiful grass. There's a ton in here that I just adore. We don't have any perennial grasses within the confines of the signature garden. I want to change that and add some in there. We have Niagara Falls in the berm. It is beautiful. Next, another panicum is Cheyenne Sky. Cheyenne Sky is going to be shorter than your Niagara Falls. Really, this is about the mature height on it. Your Niagara Falls is a 4x4. This is going to be about in that 3 foot and has more of a red hue to it. The foliage itself, as the temperatures change, will take on a red hue. So gorgeous. And then last but not least, this is a new grass that our friends are introducing here into the PW line. Schizochyriums. Huh? Yeah. Yes. We'll have those for next year. Y'all, I honestly do not know how they grew this grass in a quart-sized container. This is insane. Schizochyriums, again, they do really well here in the south as well. This is the new one. This is the Prairie Winds. That's the series, Blue Paradise. Look at that. Like, it looks so disproportional to the pot. So this is going to be one I cannot wait to get into the ground. 36 inches tall, and it's going to be hardy in zones 3 to 9. So Blue Paradise is going to just bring, it's a whole different texture because it's more upright. It's not as plumy as Niagara Falls and Cheyenne Sky, but another great one. So we've got a lot of work to do. As far as tomorrow, we'll have to gather all these babies up, take them up to production, snuggle them into a nice temporary home until it's time to go ahead and plant them. What I will probably do is on a lot of these perennials, especially if they're going to be more aggressive in their root systems currently, I'm going to go ahead and give them a haircut, right? So it's okay with your perennials to go ahead and trim them back if you need to. We want to conserve the energy into the roots instead of putting all the energy out into the foliage. So over the next month, 6 weeks, we will be adding these into our gardens. It is going to be a beautiful season. Yeah, so huge thank you to all of our friends at Proven Winners and Walters Gardens for breeding these plants, for growing these plants, for sending us these plants. I cannot wait to share them with you, both in videos and when you come here to the nursery to go through all the display gardens. You're gonna be able to see these babies up close and personal. It's gonna be a gorgeous season. As always, we hope you found this fun, informative, and inspirational. Y'all have an amazing day. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.